society, how being watched changes behavior. It changes the behavioral services, quantum mechanics of society we are talking about, quantum mechanics of society from particles to the pupil. So this is our argument that how observer changes the behavior of a person. Right now, as you are listening to me, imagine that someone is watching you, not casually. You have to realize that somebody is watching you, but carefully. Every moment, every expression, every reaction, would you still sit in the same way? Would your face remain the same? Would would your thoughts even would your thoughts remain untouched? Or I should say that would something inside you begin to shift, begin to translate? Now let me ask you something deeper, something deep. Do we behave the way we are, or the way we are being seen in the world? The way we are being seen in the world of physics, there is a strange phenomenon. And what's that strange phenomenon? The act of observation. The act of observation changes the system. Not later, not indirectly, but instantly. And today we bring this argument, we bring this powerful argument of physics, we bring this powerful idea into the human society. And we try to explore this idea, we try to understand this argument, we try to see how does an observation changes the state in which you are living. How being watched changes the behavior. And we would like to connect the journey of physics from quantum mechanics point of view, and would like to have this observation effect on the human societies, on the human beings. And that's the basic argument. Humans are not fixed, as I said before. We exist in multiple possibilities. What we call the social superposition in our previous argument. But today we ask, what determines which version of you? I mean, which version of you becomes? What is it that determines that? The answer may surprise you. The answer you may be flabbergasted. What is the observer effect? That's what is the argument. And we want to take the simple idea to understand this. In simple terms, in quantum mechanics, a system behaves differently when it's not observed, when it's not seen, when you don't allow the light to fall on it. So before observations, the quantum mechanical system can exist in multiple possibilities, multiple domains. But the moment there is an act of observation, there's an act of shot of the photon, one outcome appears. Now we forget physics for a moment. Let's get out of the mathematical arguments of the physics. Think about your own life. Does observation change you? The answer is not purely theoretical in nature. It's something plausible. It's something you experience. It's something you experience every moment. Now, before we proceed on, let's talk about the mirror effect. The mirror effect, as common as becoming aware of yourself. Let's begin with this argument. Let's begin with this simple argument. Standing in front of a mirror. You have a mirror. When you stand in front of a mirror and you are alone, nobody is watching you. No human is watching you. Not thinking about yourself. Your posture. Your posture is natural. You are looking yourself in the mirror. But the moment you see your reflection, what you try to adjust yourself. You try to adjust your hairs. You straighten your posture. You try to stand erect, as I'm trying to stand erect. Basically, you become aware what changed, not your body, but your awareness of being observed. Even if the observer is yourself, you will make those correcting postures. CCTV cameras, they are used in streets. Imagine you have a street with no surveillance. With no surveillance. People may cross the rules casually. They can cross the roads. No discipline. Pure ignorance. Now install a visible camera. Suddenly, the behavior improves. People hesitate to break the rules. They hesitate to cross the roads. They hesitate before breaking rules. Now ask yourself, did morality suddenly increase? Or did observation reshape the behavior of the pupil? Let's go into the classroom now. The classroom transformation. Now, if you assume a classroom, and let's consider a classroom when the teacher is absent, the students talk. They talk freely. They gossip. They speak openly. Discipline weakens. Energy becomes chaotic. The moment teacher enters, and what happens at that moment? Silence. Silence spreads. It spreads the posture. It changes the attention. It increases the same student, the same room, but a different observer. And certainly a different reality. If we move on with another argument like the invisible audience, here is something even more fascinating, something more interesting. What you see is sometimes no one is physically watching, but we still behave as if someone is, as if someone is watching. Say, for example, let's talk about the social media. Writing on social media, when you post something online, you imagine who will read it and what will be their reactions, what they will think about it, how they will take that message, how they will judge. So what you do is you every time try to modify it. Your words, tone, your ideas, even before anyone actually has observed it, even before anyone observes you. The possibility of observation, no photon, the possibility of observation changes you. This is the argument connecting to our pure quantum mechanical ideas. You yourself are an observer, watching. Now let's go deeper. There is an observer inside you, there's an observer inside me. Your own awareness. Have you have you noticed when you say, for example, when you become conscious of your actions, you begin to control them. You begin to stop them. If I take an example here, like the style of walking, if I take the example of walking style, normally you walk naturally, but the moment you become conscious of something, how am I walking? Your moment changes, your movement changes. It becomes less natural. Try to modify it. You try to control it. It is less natural and more controlled. So observation has inferred. We're trying to go with the idea. Let's think about the performance under observation. Observation does not always improve the behavior. The argument is the observation changes the behavior. It disturbs it. The point is not whether you take a right thing or the wrong thing. If we talk about speaking in public, you are alone. You speak fluently, clear thoughts, no hesitation at all. And now, the moment you stand in front of an audience of large numbers, suddenly words get stuck. Confidence drops. Nervousness. There is drop in that reality. Why all this is happening? This all is happening because observations introduce pressure. The observer changes the system. This is the argument. So, if you think about the social roles and being watched, in society we are constantly being observed by family, by colleagues, uh, and over all social and cultural interactions. And because of this, we perform roles. You have a formal talk, you have informal talk. So if we think about formal behavior, informal behavior, you speak carefully, you choose words precisely, you control expressions with close friends. So with close friends, you are spontaneous, you're relaxed, you are unfiltered. You're the same person, but different observer. You have a different reality. So to say, we have another important thing, what we call as the power of expectations. We always have expectations. Observation is not just about watching, it is also about the expectations. What do you expect when you're watching something? What do you expect? For example, the good student, if I call it as the good student effect, a student is labeled as excellent. Teacher expect high performance of this student because this student is categorized as excellent. The student becomes more careful. He becomes more focused. Why? Why he becomes more focused? Because they feel observed through expectations. Now, if I tell you, imagine another student, a student who is labeled average, less expectations, less pressure, different outcomes. Observation shapes the identity of that student. So, if we move on to the society, the whole society as a field of observation. And we are trying to we arrive at a powerful idea. Society is not just a group of people, it's a field. It's a field like electric field, a magnetic field. It's a field of observation. Everyone is watching, being watched, being influenced. Your behavior is not isolated. It's continuously shaped. It's continuously transformed. And, and certainly there are deep reflections. So ask yourself, when you act, is it purely you or is it a response to being seen? So to say, let's compare now freedom and observation. The two things, This raises a profound question. Are we truly free? Or are we continuously adjusting ourselves to the observers who are surrounding us? But here is a deeper insight of this argument. Observation does not only restrict us, it also creates. Without observation, many possibilities that exist in you simultaneously in a state of superposition would never become reality. So, can I quote down an example over here? If I think in terms of talent under recognition, a person has a hidden talent. No one notices this person. They never express it. Now, someone, we call it an observer. Now, someone observes, appreciates, encourages, and suddenly confidence grows. And the talent of that boy or girl emerges. It emerges, and there's a transformation. So, observation did not limit the quality of that boy, it revealed the talent of this personality. Now, if I extend it a little bit more to a double nature of observation, so should we say that the observation has two faces? It can control, limit, encourage, reveal, transform, just like in quantum systems. Just like in quantum systems, observation is not simple, it's powerful. When you observe, there's a collapse of wave function. So let's try to close this whole argument based on observation. And let me leave you with a question. If observation can change behavior, then who are you when no one is watching you? And who are you when everyone is watching you? Are you the same person or two different realities? Or something even deeper, even far more deeper, a being that changes with observations. So, guys, I'm Arfat Firdaus, PhD physics, and in the next video, we will explore the measurement problem in society. Why defining pupil changes them. Until then, observe yourself carefully, and because the moment you observe, you are no longer the same person. I hope you like it. Bye.